I'm Elizabeth Bobian. A Marine was killed and 4 others are injured during a training exercise. Coming your way tonight on KMIR 6 News at 10. Now, coming up new tonight at 11, we hear from the lead Sheriff's Department investigator on the case. Greg Bennett joins us with your first forecast at 10 o'clock. Greg.
It felt hot to me today,
but
it was warm. Technically speaking, less hot.
Yeah. Meteorologist Greg Bennett is in for Brian tonight. He's here with a check of your lifestyle weather forecast. Greg. Police say 2 children found dead Saturday in an Orange County hotel room were a 13-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. 42-year-old Marilyn Edge of Scottsdale, Arizona, was arrested on suspicion of murder for their deaths. Police say Edge was apparently suicidal when she crashed into an electrical box outside a shopping complex in Costa Mesa. Police say after the crash, Edge refused to get out of the car and tried to choke herself with a belt or rope as rescuers worked to free her. Officers say her comments led them to the hotel room where they found her 2 children dead. The children's names and how they died has not been released. There's been more rain today in northern Colorado, an area already ravaged by historic flooding. The conditions putting added pressure on search and rescue teams already stretched to their limits. Jay Gray has the latest tonight from Boulder, Colorado. The FBI tonight is trying to figure out why 34-year-old Navy veteran Aaron Alexis allegedly went to the Washington Navy Yard base near Capitol Hill and began firing. Palm Springs International Airport is back up and running. This after a scary morning for about 200 passengers evacuated because of a suspicious device. The 6 a.m. security breach shut down the security checkpoint for hours. KMIR 6's Angela Monroe has the story. And more people are coming forward to KMIR and bringing us new information on the story. We're going to keep following the case and, of course, update you as it progresses.
Now, you've been following this case for a long time, and you've managed to shake loose some questions, at least, that weren't initially asked. When he says they're close to an arrest 7 years later, are you buying it?
Well, you know, I don't know what they know. It's a closed investigation and they aren't allowing any details out to the public or to me. I know the family certainly is frustrated by this, and they keep telling me when I say, well, I've talked to the Sheriff's Department and they say they're close, they say, we've heard that year after year. So we will see, and of course, we're going to stay on top of the story for you. A man fishing with friends at Lake Hemet drowns. It happened last Saturday near the lake's north shore. Police say the man was fishing with 2 of his friends when his fishing line became tangled. He tried to swim out to untangle it, but became tired and was unable to swim back to shore. One of the friends tried to rescue him, but couldn't keep him above water. A dive team found his body later that day around 4 o'clock. The investigation is ongoing. In the East Valley tonight, many residents are complaining about a road near the 10 freeway that has become a dump site. Everything from tires, home furnishings, and appliances, it's all being dumped there. A KMIR 6 viewer asked us for help and wonders who's responsible for the cleanup. 3 people murdered and set on fire in Pinyon Pines in the hills south of Palm Desert. There have been no arrests, and the case seems to have gone cold. It was a gruesome crime scene. The house that sat here was set fire in the middle of the night. Investigators found the bodies of 53-year-old Vicki Friedley and her boyfriend John Hayward inside the house. 18-year-old Becky Friedley's body was found burned and laying in a wheelbarrow in the yard. I've been following this case over the years. You may recall back in May, we uncovered some new information in the case. A friend of Becky's came to KMIR 6 to reveal an ex-boyfriend of Becky's had threatened to kill her in the weeks before she was murdered. Now, on this eve of the anniversary of the crime, an exclusive interview you will only see here with KMIR 6 News. Becky's father. He's never spoken publicly until now. Ron Friedley is a retired lieutenant from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, and in his own words tonight, he tells me he's frustrated with the case and that it is still unsolved.
There isn't a day that goes by where at one point or another I think about some aspect of it. It wasn't just 3 people killed, it was 3 people killed and then the entire place burned down. And especially with Becky, placed in a wheelbarrow. She wasn't even in the house, she was placed in a wheelbarrow and burned. That alone tells you it was just anger, hate, that they were doing that. I mean, it was like, I killed those in there and I burned the house down, but look at this. It was like the centerpiece. And I mean, from that, I felt that it was, somebody was really upset. Why? I'll never know. And it doesn't matter. Wouldn't matter what he told me or what the excuse was. No one has the right to take someone else's life. Vicki and her boyfriend John, they had absolutely nothing to do with anything. They were just innocent people that were there. If there was other people that had been there at the same time, I believe in my heart they would have been killed too. They didn't care who they killed. They wanted to get rid of Becky. I still miss my daughter, but I don't hate them. But what I really want to see is I want to see them in a place where they can't hurt anybody else. I don't want some other parent to go through what I had to.
Coming up new tonight at 11 o'clock on KMIR6, hear from two people who were close to Becky Friedley. They are coming forward with new information on the murders. They say they know who committed these heinous crimes, and it was someone Becky knew. Again, exclusive reporting on the story is coming up tonight at 11 on the KMIR6 News. So where does this case stand now? 7 years later, why is it not moving forward? Tomorrow, on the anniversary of the deaths, we talk with the Sheriff's Department about the case, and could one of the reasons the case be going nowhere is that there is a conflict of interest in the Sheriff's Department? That part of the story is tomorrow night on your KMIR 6 News at 11.